Hello, welcome back to this channel. Today's gonna be a very exciting video because we've done a lot in the past 24 hours, and I'm very excited to give you guys another informational plant and garden tour. Today will be a very exciting day because we placed some major orders for the room, and I'm very excited to just go ahead and announce them and really what we really have planned in the next few weeks. So before we do go and start today's video, please subscribe, hit the notification on all so you're not every video, and please like this video. Let's go and start today's video. Now let's just check out this room. The question is, do you guys see anything new? If you guys guessed the treadmill, you guys are right. So if you guys have been with the channel for quite some time and you've seen us filming in this specific room, our other bigger treadmill broke. It was very old, about 18-ish years old. It's really lasted a long time, but just eventually everything will have its last days, and just sadly that just had its last day. We did get a new one, so it's very exciting. Number one, it is slightly smaller, so now we have more space. Number two, it is smaller, so it's a little bit more crammed. So we're gonna work with this for the next few days, and if we do really like it, then we're just most likely going to go ahead and cut around this and kind of match it up a little bit, because obviously it's way too big for really what this is. So just kind of on the topic of new stuff, if you guys are invested with Amazon, if you guys like Amazon, if you guys spend a lot of time with it, which a lot of people usually do, Prime Days just happened, which is very exciting, because that gives me the opportunity to buy stuff on a cheaper and stronger discount. Meaning, the odds of being able to do stuff in the room is a lot higher on Prime Day. Number one, the robot vacuum. This one is one we've had for years. We've had this for about 5 years. It works okay, but at the end of the day, for the goal of programming a vacuum and having it go in certain spots and telling it not to go in certain spots, I need to get another one. Also, this one has an app where I can control it. It has Wi-Fi, but the thing is, you can do all the steps 100% correct, but the app never hooks up to the robot. So that's one problem. It's also a cheaper vacuum. So we just ordered a brand new one. This one is a way bigger upgrade, which I'm very excited about, because number one, this one has kind of a holding area for all its kind of, just all the stuff it soaks and just picks up. So that's very exciting. And just, that would be really good, because now I can just tell it to go like with this bar area, I want it to do double layer over it, or maybe a stronger setting. I can tell it to do this area slower. I can tell it to do the carpet like 3 times. I can tell it to do this room multiple times, and I can tell it to skip certain parts of here. Like, for an example, some stuff I'm going to be talking about later in today's video was sitting right here. I'm going to want it to skip that area and not touch that. I'm going to want it to be very careful when it's up by the fish tank. So depending on how big it really is, it might be able to go under one of the shelves or in between here, but it has a camera. So now I can tell it to miss and not touch the fish tank, because obviously I don't want the fish tank to crack from the robot vacuum. With the soil area, and that's planting constantly, this area could be good to do 3 or 4 layers, or like a very strong setting to just kind of get everything out. So that's very exciting. But there are many more things I'm very excited about in future projects. The biggest one, and the one I'm most excited for a very long time. Actually, I've been wanting to do this since I built 1.0 over 3 years ago. Have the entire room go under green energy and make my own electricity. I've actually ordered the power bank. Now I've gone all over the channel, different moods, where I'm not going to do it this day, where the next day I'm kind of like, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. And then, so I actually got it on, I got it 51% off, which is really good. It's going to sit right here, and it should be powerful enough to power the entire room when charged. Now, obviously, you can't generate power when you're not doing anything to generate power. So I bought 4 100 watt solar panels that will sit outside. So I'm very excited about that, and I'll probably add a lot more over time, and maybe even fancier solar panels. So that'll be awesome. I'm also taking an electricity class in school too. which gives me an opportunity to learn a lot more about making electricity. So something we're learning right now is turbines and making power by magnets and wire coils, copper coil. So something that I think would be really, really cool is to harness more power. So I've talked about this idea multiple times, the man-made water turbine. So if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, that's probably good because I don't think I've ever talked about it on this channel. Number one, imagine this has no top to it. It's just this much water flowing through it, strong. But the thing is, something that's gonna be different is this. So this is gonna be a wheel that just kind of has some little marks on the sides, and then it slowly spins constantly over the water pressure. Now, that's also good because now I can put I can hook it up, put it on some generators, and I can create my own power by spinning magnets around a coil. So I'm very, very excited about that. So I placed a few orders in order to kind of do the testing sequence of learning a lot more about that. So that'd be very, very cool. And if that does work, it'll be awesome. Number two, a reason why I'm calling it man-made is because it's gonna be pumped. So there's gonna be 4 turbines, or there's gonna be 6 turbine designs. 2 of them are gonna power the pump, while 4 of them are just gonna generate power for the room. And something that's good about that is it can generate power all day, 24/7. At night, during the day, just like the solar panels, or unlike the solar panels, those only generate power during the day while the sun is out, and conveniently, that is when all the grow lights are on. So it's not that great and it's really not that convenient. But it does still make more power, which is really, really good. Now, it's also a little bit difficult to do that when no one's ever done it before. So I ordered the 3D printer, which would be really, really cool to work with. And I actually stumbled over, while I was doing all that, I stumbled over generating power from a hamster wheel. Now the thing is, hamsters run miles on wheels, or whatever they're predicted to run on the wheels. The thing is, they're gonna run however much on the wheel. Why don't we put some stuff on it and convert power? So when a hamster runs on it, it spins a magnet, generates a small amount of power. Now, obviously, I'm not imagining enough power for it to power the entire room, but I'm hoping it can make a little bit of some power where I don't have hamsters for no reason. Now, obviously, I don't have any hamsters right now, but I'm thinking it could be a really, really cool idea. Now, number one, there's many pros and cons on doing that. Pro number one, it's energy. It's free energy. Number two, I'm also very, very big about working with animals and just really finding and just working with them, learning more about them, and just really learning about just that part of life. Number two, or whatever number we're on, they're really beautiful animals. So I'm very, very excited if we do end up working with it. Also, they're not crazy expensive. So I can get quite a few where we don't go over like 3,000 on that. So that's something good. Number three, it'll be fun to watch. Pro number one, or con number one, I will have to clean the waste, which is fine because I clean the fish tanks and that doesn't really bug me. Number two, it might not look the best if we have a hamster thing, a hamster setup. A hamster cage, I guess. We're gonna work on a really cool cage, or I don't really like the term cage because it sounds bad, but an exhibit in a way sounds bad, but just a really cool area where the hamsters can really find it a good home. I really want to do a lot of upgrades for that where just the hamsters can absolutely thrive in it, just like the ecosystem. So that's something I've been very, very interested in, and just creating a really cool area. But the thing is, it is going to be big. So I'm going to have to find a spot for it where that part might be a little bit difficult to do. But then again, it might not look the best if we were using animals to generate power. So I'm working on it in a lot of ways. And I was kind of talking to talking to myself the other day ago, and I work with fish for their waste. They use the restroom, I convert that into nitrates, and then it goes into the system. The plants thrive, and it goes back to the fish, where it's just this absolutely perfect ecosystem running together to really form an awesome system. The ecosystem itself is kind of like that in a way, but a little bit more simple. That's how the hamster thing would be. So I don't think it would be that bad, but I also think eventually I will have to get the room under the health department, where they're gonna investigate the room, they're gonna walk around the room, see if anything, just double checking to make sure everything's up to standards. I do think I'm pushing the boundaries a little bit with having fish tanks in here and working with fish waste, but I don't know if they would allow me to be able to work with hamsters in here. So, luckily, I haven't really said this before, but this is obviously the basement of the house. So, something that could be good is there's no problems with putting it upstairs. So I could have the hamster system upstairs. While this might not be the best and most productive thing, but I could have a cord going all the way down the stairs under the door, plugged into the power bank, putting power into that. Because there's no problems with that. And at the end of the day, I think it might be cool. I'm gonna do a lot of work on that because obviously there's a lot more pros and cons to that, but we'll just have to see how it does. I am very, very excited. Something I wonder if I'm thinking, this is kind of the reason why I'm filming this area so much. I might move the seat where it'll sit right here. Kind of just, it's gonna do a 180, same spot. And the system will sit right here. The giant cage or exhibit, or let's just call it an ecosystem. That sounds better. So I'm still looking at a lot of other areas. So we'll just have to see. Another thing I could do is I could move this right here. There's a lot of places I can move this area, but I'm thinking it could be really, really cool and just really awesome to work with this. Because at the end of the day, we do put consumer health first with Go for Produce, but I also like to explore what hasn't been explored yet and just learn a lot more about nature, plants growing for the future, all sorts of stuff. Because what we're doing in here is we are pushing the boundaries of agriculture, growing many, many different plants in here incredibly well. We're working with aquaponics, we're working with strawberries, we're working with many things. It's just every day is a new day of trial and error. That's what the strawberry plants have been a big thing of, and they're looking really, really good now. So I'm very, very excited about that. But there's a lot of very, very exciting stuff to be just incredibly excited about. Now, all the fish in here are doing good. The fish in the other system, the aquaponic system, are doing really good, except the one fish I will be talking about in a second. But this video is lasting quite a long time, so there's a lot of stuff that we are about to do in the future. Also, another thing is, now that I'll have a 3D printer, I can 3D print some stuff for the hamsters, where they can find it a lot more, where they can find their area a lot more comforting. So I'm gonna have to look into it. Obviously, I don't know if I'd be comfortable with the hamsters running around the room and just kind of letting them loose for a little bit where they could just kind of explore. This probably isn't the best room for that, and probably if I could choose any room, this room would probably be the last room. We don't even let our dogs in this room, and I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff there, but this room is is kept very clean. That's why we are very cautious with our fish. Nothing from over here enters this area. The wastewater never goes over here, and it's just kind of, just imagine a giant line separating those. So just keep that in mind. We are always putting safety first. So keep that in mind. I've had a lot of people comment down, be careful when generating power. That is my number one thing. And with that, I will be talking to some other people, because obviously I am not an electrician. I have no idea what I'm doing. So this would be something I will definitely have to hire someone for and really just get more advice. If I do end up doing all of it myself, it should be pretty easy to set up, except the making the actual turbine part. That would be incredibly complicated. But at the end of the day, just remember that we are always putting safety first, and we're always putting consumer health first. So it'll be very exciting to work with. So just kind of walking around. I already showed you guys the strawberries. The fish are doing incredibly well. There's one fish that is making me nervous, and that is going to be, if you guys can even see that fish back here, it's gonna be this guy right here. If you can see the side of its head right there, it is starting to kind of have the side of its brain area rot a little bit, which is a huge problem. So I've been doing a lot of work with the fish lately, trying to learn about what's going on. And at the end of the day, I don't really know what's going on. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna have to really, truly cross my fingers and just really hope that it can recover on its own, because it's just out of my power now. So this is doing absolutely unbelievable. I mean, check that basil out. Wow. So those are doing incredibly well. Now, definitely I should have been transplanting these already. Root structure looks incredibly healthy. But the thing is, I'm completely out of these pots right here. I have four pots left, and that is all I have. So I guess theoretically I could go ahead and put the plants already in the pots, but yeah, I'm gonna have to do a lot of learning about that. The oregano is also doing pretty well. I really need that to grow a little bit faster, because right now it's growing incredibly slow. But I mean, going throughout this area, it's doing pretty well. I'm also getting a ton more soil ready. So I'm thinking for the room, this soil might be the best. Now, obviously, since some plants need a little bit more water than others, I'll just have to do a lot more watering. We'll just have to see. But walking outside really quickly, there's not much. This part of the video is gonna be incredibly quick. So we were growing beefsteak tomatoes. Now the season is starting to end, which is really weird. We are in October, and usually it is colder. Right now I'm in pants and short sleeves. So I think it's very, very interesting with how warm it's been. The last 2 days has gotten a little bit more chilly. So right now it is about maybe 65 or really low 70s, but it has definitely been very warm lately. We've worked with a lot of plants here. These two planters have been incredibly well, and I do have intentions of working with them next year. This area is really, really awesome because we are working with many different types of plants. We're working with rosemary all the way down there. We're working with basil, oregano, just naming stuff out. We were working with just all sorts of stuff. Oregano, spearmint, just some of everything, which is really, really cool. Turning around, we have a lot of stuff over here. We have peppers, and then we were also growing lavender. Let's check that out. That is a very beautiful bloom. The blueberry bushes have done interesting. These are really, really overgrowing. Now, going up, there's nothing left up there, so everything else has been harvested, and just harvested. A lot of this area has been harvested also. Looks like we have some stuff in here, actually. We have something forming right there, which is really, really cool. We also have a lot of pumpkins starting. So you can see 1, 2, 3. Now, they're not incredibly big, which is disappointing. This area is just an absolute mess. So I'm not really looking forward to having to clean that up. But, I mean, once it's all cleaned up, it's going to look really, really good. Going over here, I don't really actually know if there is a pumpkin. I'm seeing really one in the middle. So that's interesting. Yeah, I'm just seeing one. So we'll just have to see how all of that does. But for the most part, it's been a pretty good pumpkin season. A little bit less than in years past and drastically smaller, which is kind of disappointing. But 1 or 4 is still really, really good. At the end of the day, it's always a very rewarding Halloween type of memory of just harvesting all those plants. Back indoors, there's so many things to be very, very excited about. Now, number one, I'm getting a little bit nervous because now we have about a month and a half till Go Forth Produce opens, and there's still so much more to do. I'm thinking on Facebook, we are going to launch the business 2 weeks in advance to kind of see how sales are and kind of just sell a little bit earlier. So we do have our permits and our licenses and stuff either getting ready or already done. So it's very, very exciting. Stuff is making more progress every single day, which is just absolutely awesome. And I'm just really, really incredibly excited to work with a lot more of these plants. I'm hoping at some point in the next few days, we get the rest of the strawberry plants in, we get some other plants in. I placed an order for more pots and just a lot of stuff. So it's going to be a very, very exciting next really October month of filming. So I really want to hear your guys' opinions in the comments below. If you guys think I should work with hamsters, if you guys think I shouldn't, if you guys have any recommendations with making electricity and maybe some other methods I didn't mention today. I'm also very, very big about clean energy, wind power, hydropower, solar, stuff like that. So try to stay on that topic. But I mean, at the end of the day, this is gonna be really cool. At Go Forth Produce, we were always working on efficiency, new methods on just making the room a lot more efficient and just creating more ways. So I'm very, very excited to see really what this room has to offer, because so far it's given a lot of opportunities. It has been very, very expensive to do this and get where we are right now, and especially with going solar and making our own electricity, that was not cheap. That was not cheap at all. And really just with everything we were doing throughout the room, stuff is not cheap to do. So just keep that in mind. If you guys want to help support the channel, if you guys want to help support the business and the dream, please subscribe. If you guys do want to check out any more videos on, I guess, me talking a lot, today's video was just a lot of talking and just me walking around randomly. So if you guys do want to check out better, a lot more crammed full video, less than maybe 30 minutes long, but we have a lot of videos on this channel. That's kind of what I'm saying here. So if you guys do want to help support the channel, I greatly appreciate it if you guys would check out some videos, and I'll see you guys in another video. So sadly, this is going to be the end of the video. If you guys do like these types of videos, please subscribe, hit the notification on all so you not miss a video, and please like this video. Thank you guys so incredibly much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys when we post next. Peace.